Hey, Alliance. Thank you. How are you doing? Hey, Saphira. How are you doing? And hi, Stephen Wolf. How are you? Hey, Tony. How are you? Oh no, sick kiddos. That sucks. Yeah, me and my husband both just got over the flu, so I feel you. I hope they all feel better soon. And thanks, Serafina. I'm pretty good. I'm glad you're doing good. Oh no, just keeps going. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I'm the youngest of 5 kids, so there's us and my parents, so it was like that when we were younger too. Trying to keep the sick ones quarantined away from all the other non-sick ones, but it never works. Hey, Cooper. It's pretty good. How are you? Yay, Stephen Wolf. I'm glad the videos on the Flexi joints helped you. That makes me happy. Awesome. I'm glad you're doing good, Cooper. And hey, Phoenix Rising, how are you doing? Trying to figure out the 3D printer. Yeah, there's definitely a learning curve. There's so many things. Yay, that's awesome. New release will be printed today. I hope you enjoy it. It's clogging up on you. Oh no. That's annoying. Hey, Real Easy 3D, how you doing? Let's see. Oh, thanks, Alliance. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It is my favorite. Right? Oh, I was getting a kick out of that too. I need to go back and repost a couple years ago, back when I was first starting my little baby flexi series, you know, like the little doggies and stuff. I wanted to make those guys, make sure those guys were super durable, so I have a video of me also yeeting my little first fox off of a 2-story balcony onto concrete. That's always fun. And I am working on a little forest winged fantasy fox, which is one of the ones that people voted on for Patreon this month. So I'm adding some little flowers and vines and feathers and things. I'm going to turn, these wings are from one of the dragons, but I'm trying to turn them into feathery wings. Add little feathers here and there. So she's going to be very pretty. Yes, he did make it through. He was totally fine. He didn't explode or anything. It was great. Oh, thanks, Real Easy. I believe in you. You could do it. Just got practice. I appreciate it, Cooper. Yes, Alliance. I'm really excited. I was like, took me a second to kind of get on the vibe of like brainstorming what this one's gonna be, but now that I'm working on it, I'm really excited about it. It's been a while since I've had just like a really creative random fantasy model like this to just work on and play with out of my own like ideas and stuff. So I think she's gonna be really fun and pretty. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, real easy. I'm so glad. I do my best to try and make them more realistic and believable. So that makes me very happy. Oh, y'all are so sweet. I appreciate you. Let's see, what flower was I working on? This one. Oh my gosh, Alliance, I'm so glad. Yeah, you get many because I have no self-control. And I'm glad everybody likes them. Makes me happy. I notice if I tend to try to maintain designs and things that make me happy, those are the things that a lot of y'all tend to like too. Like if I feel like I'm getting bored with the designs, then I feel like those are ones that y'all don't like as much either. And so it's usually a good sign if I kind of like, like this. This one's going to be really fun for me, I think. And so hopefully y'all also like it. I think it's usually a good sign if I'm personally enjoying a design. Also, I apologize if I'm still like a little congested and sniffly from being sick last week. Hey, Sherry, how are you doing? In JD3, I currently don't do mini commission pieces. This is a little fantasy naturey fox. Oh, y'all are also getting a peek at the new fox update with this guy. Because the fox and the kitsune and a variation of the kitsune are all getting updated this month to add the new body styles so that y'all know, a lot of the foxes, especially the kitsune, for some reason the kitsune and the fox have the exact same body style, but for some reason the kitsune wiggles on the build plate more than the fox does usually. And so y'all probably had it happen where sometimes you lose adhesion on that very top of the head of the kitsune. So this body style, instead of versus the old one, will help stabilize that. Oh, the models. Oh yeah, really easy. That sucks. Yeah, me and my husband, I don't know if it's the same that everybody else is having, but we both had the flu, which sucked. My husband thought that it wasn't as bad as COVID. I thought that it was worse than COVID, but I also have other pre-existing conditions that have progressed since I had COVID last, so it could also be just partially those aggravated my symptoms, so it's hard to say. Thank you, Sherry. Yeah, I'm very excited about her. Thank you, real easy. I try. And thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate it. OBJ Shep? I don't think so. Oh, really, Phoenix? What is it? What's the temperature like there? Where are you at? It's been really cold here. It's been cold off and on here. It's like, I mean, I live in Georgia. Georgia's wacky. So, one days it's like 20, and the other days it's like 60, which is not helping with barometric pressure or anything like that. Headaches and congestion. It can be very annoying. $52, it feels like 30. Holy moly. It's 16 degrees for you. It is 34 where I'm at. Ooh, good to know, Point Man. I'll have to go check your stuff out. And Stephen Wolf, I usually, for how I deal with sellers who try to sell without a license, thankfully I have a pretty diligent community, so it's not just me who's keeping track of things. Most people, if they see people selling my models and they don't list that they're an authorized seller, or they don't have the badge or anything like that, they'll send it to me and say, hey, check this person out. Are they legit? And if they are not, then I'll usually go contact that person and say, hey, you need the commercial licensing. Some people are aware, or some people just aren't aware. And then if they don't, then you can report them to the Etsy shop and things like that. wherever they're listing for, the copyright issues. But I tend to try to message people and give them a chance first, just to make sure that I didn't lose them somewhere in my Patreon subscriptions. And also, if people don't, I've had people that I've messaged and told them that, and they didn't know how it worked. And so after I tell them, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And then they'll go subscribe. And so I like to, give people a little bit of benefit of the doubt, but also like, hey, you can't do this. Next week in the 20s? Yeah, dude, it sounds like your weather's like how it is here. -20? Gosh. That sounds horrible. I don't even think I know what -20 feels like. Like, I'm from the South. I don't understand these temperatures. You start losing limbs. Dude, I bet. I believe it. Nice, Stephen Wolf. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, too. I definitely know a few people who do that. It's always good to have something there to protect your work. What is this flower remeshing to? Why is it taking so... Oh my gosh, why is this one flower 1,000,000? This is how you know these flowers are from my old designs, before I knew how to decimate things. Because holy smokes, this little flower should not be that pie. But, that means all of these flowers are going to be ridiculous. The sunflower's not that bad. Let's look at the other rose. He's not that bad. It was just that one guy. Yeah, for sure, Phoenix Rising. I'm glad to help. There are not currently any lilies, because there's going to be... I'm only having the 2 type of flowers on this guy, because I can't... There's just not going to be, like, options for colors and everything for it to look good with so many different types of flowers, so I'm just keeping it to a couple. And also, that'll make my own life easier. Cooper, what type of license are you meaning? That's totally up to you, Cooper. It depends on just how big of a business you want to do, how you want to operate it. Like, what name you want to go under, if you want to operate it under your own socials or, like, your own identity, or if you want to operate it under a business name, how you want to do your taxes, all that. So that really just depends on kind of your preferences. But you could go ahead and get like a Patreon and start printing and getting familiar with all that before hassling with a business license if you would like. Dude, Wicked Constructs, don't even. Because, listen, if you feel like you're not doing enough, I also feel like I'm never doing enough. And I feel like in reality, we're all just doing perfectly fine. And so, don't have the chronic performance anxiety that I do. And Yoda's, I'm working on a little fantasy flowery winged fox right now. Oh, thanks, Yoda. It is KE Creations 3D, spelled the same way that it is here, and my link is also in the bio if that's easier. Oh, thank you, Wicked. Thank you, Kawaii. I'm working on a little fantasy fox. I'm very excited about her. She makes me very happy. Oh, thank you, Kawaii. Yes, Sherry, I'm excited too. Oh, thanks, Yodas. And I am mostly on the mend now, Kawaii. Thank you for asking. As you can tell, probably, I still have some like congestion going on here because I was also fighting a sinus infection after the flu. But thankfully, we're over the worst of everything. So I am just trying to catch up on normal sickness. So, but just have some of this kind of like that residual congestion that sticks around and is annoying. But for the most part, we're good. Getting caught up on and back to normal life things. Excuse me. Yes, me and my husband both had the flu, and he got it from his friends that he was hanging out with on New Year's Eve. It was rough. And thank you, Yodas. I appreciate it. Like, today's the first day since I've been sick that I'm like, oh, I have energy to stream, and also my voice is here, and I'm not gonna be just like sniffling and coughing the literal entire time that I'm on here with y'all, because that would drive me crazy if I was you. So we've at least minimized it. Oh, hey, Matt Prince, thanks. Well, I guess you can wind down and chill while you watch stream. And Stephen Wolf, I do a lot of. I post all of my models and everything on all the socials. Um, he's asking where do I find customers for my models and stuff. I post on all the socials everywhere. Like I'm on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Um, I list my models on Colts 3D. They have a pretty good marketplace. I also list my models on like Things, my Mini Factory. Occasionally, if I have a free model, I'll put it up on Maker World. And then I post, I'll like share pictures of new models and prints and stuff in like Facebook groups and stuff like that too, where people are sharing models and 3D prints and stuff. So just kind of like doing all the things all the time. But I actually do have, if you look, I have a little small playlist on my YouTube channel about um, like marketing and like selling my 3D models. And one of those videos specifically is more about like marketing and stuff like that. And one of them is about like what platforms and stuff I post my models on and things like that if you want to check those out. Yeah, Sherry, the Bamboo is a really good printer. I love mine. Very like new user friendly too, I think. No problem, Stephen Wolf. Yes, totally, Sherry. And yeah, Phoenix, I love my P1S. But the A1s are like really great beginner printers. Just because they're a little more, a little cheaper, a little more accessible. Yeah, see, that went up, bumped up to 1 million too. Yes, we have an X1C also, and it's great. For me and like what I print though, I would rather just get another P1S than an X1C, just because for like the kind of stuff that I do, like I don't do a ton of different multi-material stuff or things that the X1C really benefits and does better than the P1S. And as far as just like basic print quality, I feel like they are basically the same. Oh no, Sherry. Yeah, Danos, that's what I've heard, that the AMS on the A1 is way faster than the original AMS, which is awesome. Like, I really like having my printers enclosed. Just like that's my personal preference. The big temptation with the A1 is just that hearing that their AMS is so much faster. Steven, I don't personally watermark my sculptures just because a lot of people, unless you can hide it really well, some people don't like having them. Like, sometimes it can like print out a little bit wacky. Um, Goodness gracious, I keep voxeling this too high. But I know some designers who do, and they have found it very clever ways to do it. I also struggle with finding like a good spot that I can consistently do it where it's not going to be super obvious and people wouldn't just like remove it easily anyway or cut it out easily. But like I have one of my models that I put out recently was specifically to allow people to sculpt on top of and like play with, like my Create Your Dragon base. And that one I did watermark since I am expecting people to model on it. I wanted to make sure that I kind of kept that ownership there still. But I don't do that to most of my models because I just heard a lot of like mixed reviews about them unless they're done and like hidden really well. They can look kind of tacky. Excuse me. And Janet, I think there's definitely going to be a learning curve with any type of like new digital software tools and things like this that you're going to learn. I think Nomad has less of a learning curve than a lot of digital sculpting programs. I felt like it was more intuitive than a lot of them. And so it just kind of depends too on like where your experience is in. Because, I have like, if you have any experience in art and design in general, you may have a little bit easier time kind of getting the feel for a digital sculpting program than someone who's never touched it at all. But you can absolutely still get into it and learn. It just may take a little bit longer of a learning curve, And yeah, Kirby, I actually have just recently, thanks to some of my friends on here, learned how to multi-platform stream. So right now, I'm actually on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok all at the same time. Oh, thanks, real easy. Hey, Lou, how are you doing? And thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate y'all. Excuse me. Oops. Not all of them Phoenix Rising. I have basically my TikTok studio is open, and that's a separate tab on its own where I have the TikTok chat. And then all of the other platforms, I have multi-streaming on Streamlabs, and that does put all the chats together. And so all the ones through connected there are together, like the oh my gosh, can I like think and do things at the same time? Like the YouTube, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. All of those chats will show up for me on the same place on Streamlabs. And then TikTok, I have a separate window open for the chat for that. I have had a lot of people asking about dinosaurs lately. It makes no sense because I love dragons, but like dinosaurs kind of bore me. I don't know why. I don't really like dinosaurs, but y'all have gotten me to do a lot of different animals that I wouldn't have originally done on my own that turned out great. So I'm sure I'll get around to dinosaurs soon, since they've been so requested. And I'm sure I'll end up having fun with them. But I have not done them yet. And I don't do Pokemon because I don't do any copywritten IP that is owned by anybody else, basically. Yes, I love Layers and Green's dinos that she's been doing lately. They're so cute. Yes, Yoda. Parrot is also on my list. Ooh, tiger lion mix would be interesting. I have a lion and I have a tiger. So I'm wondering if the ones that have could be edited or even just recolored to look like a liger, probably. Oh, thanks, real easy. Chill, Will. If you're doing like fairies, if that's your question, if you do kind of like generic, um, like fantasy fairies that are just like from like folklore and stuff that are very generic and not owned by like a particular company, then that's fine. But if you're wanting to make Tinkerbell, that's not gonna work. In Freedom, honestly, it depends. Some designs take like a week or more to work on, and like maybe let's say 10-15 hours altogether. But then some designs will only take me like a couple hours. And there's some rhyme or reason to it, but like it just varies so much. I mean, if it's just for your own personal use, yeah, you can make whatever you want and have fun with it. this is Nomad Sculpt, and I do all of my 3D printing files in here. So I'll design it all in here, and then I export it as an OBJ or an STL file, and I can open that directly into my print slicer and print it from there. Yeah, Kirby, I do a lot of dragons. I'm working on a dragon mask right now, so that was maybe what you saw popped up earlier. I'm sure after I get more sorted with these guys, I'll probably be going back to that guy. Thank you, Lou. Really, Kirby? That's interesting. That's weird. Ooh, Phoenix, that's exciting. Yeah, those first test print stages are nerve-wracking, though. Sometimes, I mean, even I still, like, I'll send a print and then I'm like, I want to sit here and wait until it's done to know if it works or not. Yes, do it, Chillwill. Yeah, they're a lot of fun to make. Oh my gosh. Yep. Dude, doing your first flexi takes so long. My first flexi took me literal months. And, like, I was stressing out so much about it. Like, every single print, I was like, ugh, are you gonna die? Are you gonna explode? Are you gonna pop off the bed? Like, what disaster. Are you gonna break as soon as I pull you off? Like, so I totally feel you. Yay! Go look at it. Go see how it is. Report back. supposed to be reading and then watching me create instead. Oh no. Listen, as far as I'm concerned, reading is unless you're doing like school or studying or something. Reading is leisure time. So you can do it, spend it, and multitask however you want. Live your best life. Yay, welcome back. How's it going? How did it do? Oh, thanks, Cooper. One day, you just gotta practice and find your own style. You make your own stuff. Oops. Yay, that's awesome, Phoenix. Oh, thank you, Taylor. Yes, I do sell my STLs. I have a Patreon, and I offer Patreon for commercial use. And then I also have them on Colts 3D, My Mini Factory, those places for personal use. Oops. Yay, that's awesome, Phoenix. Happy, happy. Hey, Disco Ball. I know, I have been sick for the past few weeks, so I have not been on. But I am good. I am working on a little Fantasy Fox tonight. How are you doing? Yep, this guy will be all articulated and floppy. Oh, thank you, Lou. I appreciate it. Yes, we're slowly but surely getting there. That's awesome, Pandora. How are you liking it so far? Yeah, I make it look easier. That's because I've been doing this for years. It's okay. You'll get there too. Oh, hey there from Sweden. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yay, Phoenix. I'm so glad it worked. And yeah, Fantastic Crafts, it definitely takes some time to grow like your Patreon, like with marketing, um, like growing your catalog, your marketing, getting your name out there. It all takes a lot of time. Um, so, I just focus on marketing everywhere that I can figure out, all the socials, Facebook groups, all that. And then also just like making consistent good content and being really consistent with it and investing into your community. Yes. Well, it will be out. Let me think. Is it the beginning or end of this month? End of this. No. Beginning of. Very, very beginning of February. So you can get one of my guys to print it for you and get it sent. I do like how she's turning out. She's going to be very pretty. She makes me happy. Oh, how to hollow something out? Hold please. This one's easy. I got you. So let's save her first. So let's add a sphere. It took me way too long to figure out this one too. So we're gonna add a sphere. I'm gonna cut something out of that. Let's clone a sphere. Let's make that part of it bigger. So we have two spheres. And then hide one. Select both. Then up here, Boolean resolution, voxel merge. And then you have a bowl. Huzzah. Hey Janelle, how you doing? And yep, the wings will print fine at this angle. They'll rest on the bed here, and then this angle is not too steep. They'll be able to go up there fine. It is. It is so easy. It literally. But I'm telling you, I'm the same way as you because I was like, how is it? So how is it this easy? Like I spent so long trying to figure out how to do that. But that's it. You just do it. It's crazy. Thank you, Janelle. And yeah, no worries, Pandora. Happy to help. Let's see, what was I doing with my life? Okay. More flowers. More flowers, more flowers, more leaves. I'm going to get rid of those guys. So we're going to grab this guy. Clone. Awesome. Good luck, Pandora. Awesome. I appreciate the follow. And thank you, Outlaw. Yay, thanks, Sherry. Yeah, I like those little eye details. Gives her a little personality. Awesome. No problem. Fantastic craft. Yes, it is slow going. Believe me. It takes time. Yeah, sure. I can't wait to finish this and see it all colored. To be so pretty. Oops. Excuse me. Ooh, yes, Sherry. I agree. Oops. Fantastic Crafts, it depends on the sculpt really. Like this one today, since I already had a fox base that I'm working off of, I will probably get her finished tonight. I'll test print her and maybe see if there's any edits I need to make. And so she will take, a couple hours probably. But some models that are more complex or have different mechanics or things like that, excuse me, sorry, will take longer. Like I'm working on a dragon mask right now that I've been testing and fiddling with for over like a week now. So it just like it varies so much, honestly. Oh, nice, sure. That's a good plan. Which part on the model? The vine. Oh yeah. I did that at the beginning of the sculpt here. Hold on. After I put this leaf in place, I can kind of show you again. So I used the tube. This one right here. And then curve. And then the straw. And I have the snapping on, and so it's actually kind of tracking the sculpt I have there. Which it doesn't always do, honestly. This was kind of a new thing for me, but I like that it's doing that. But then if I want to edit it, then I'll go to this tube again. And I got all these little dots that I can grab and move around. Whoops. Yeah, honestly, I think that might be a new feature because I know Nomad just recently got an update like a couple weeks ago, and I don't think it used to do that, honestly. Maybe it did and I just never noticed it because I don't often work with my tube tools directly on top of other sculpts. I'm usually using them to make like skeletons for wings or things like that, so they're not touching other sculpts. So it could have been that it just does that, and I never really realized it until now. But it could also be that it's new because they did update some stuff recently. But it is definitely useful. Either way, I'm happy. Align when moving stuff. Hold on. It might be because I'm stupid. Hold on. Align. That's probably because I don't know what align does. Excuse me. I have honestly no clue. I just grab stuff and start yeeting it around. And align was something that I never thought that I needed because I just yeeting stuff around. So I never thought to try anything else. Ooh, that's good to know. That's definitely nifty. See, this is why I tell people, I'm like, I share what I know. I don't know everything. Because I'm always learning new things still. Sometimes I'm just going, and sometimes y'all take the time to learn things that I did not. Share info back and forth, exactly. We help each other. It is easier to draw in mirror. That's where, like, with the mirroring, that's where all of my main body segments are. But if I'm working on, like, asymmetrical details, that is not going to work. Okay, I think those are all the flowers. She's so cute. Okay, now I need to work on her wings. I'm gonna save her. Oh, thank you, Sherry. I'm very glad you like her. And thanks for the gifts, Phoenix. I appreciate it. In gear designs, it depends on exactly what type of like shape I'm working with, and honestly like where the angles are and things like that. Like if I have something that is just like you see this little chunky here, just like floating off that model, I can grab the trim tool. I'm gonna save this because sometimes the trim gets angry. And you can just cut it off like that. But the trim is good. You have to be really particular with your angles with trim, because trim is going to trim all the way through whatever section you're looking at. Because so like if I want to trim off, I can't just trim off like a section here because it's going to go look all the way through that section of the model. So you kind of have to rotate it to get it to a point where it's only going to cut off the parts that you want. Otherwise, I'll go in with the clay and I subtract. And you can work your way around that way and voxel it, and that'll kind of help redistribute and get your mesh in order. Same thing with like flatten or reverse inflate. Can kind of help you chip away at different mesh. How do you subtract? The clay, with the clay, you mean? Is that what the question was? Yeah, here, hold on. So every tool that you use, like most of the time your clay builds up like this, right? But you have this button here on almost all of your clay tools. That's basically just an inverse. And instead of adding, it's going to take away clay for you. Same button for the brush, the inflate, the flatten, all of those things. Yeah, no problem. Awesome. Sounds good, Sherry. I'll talk to you later. Hello, welcome back. Hey, Angel Rainbow Head Designs, how are you? And Fantastic Crafts. I use kind of a variety of filament nowadays. I liked eSun for a really long time, but then I also found that some of my newer rolls were getting kind of brittle, which I didn't love, or like cane brittle. And I am too lazy to try and dry all my filament, so I use a lot of Hatchbox, and D3D is actually not a very common brand. I get it from Digit Makers. It's a Canadian website, but you can get it in America also. D3D, I found that I really like their filament. I started using them because they have a really nice, like, reddish orangey brown that I couldn't find other places. But then, like, the rest of their filament is just solid. So I use that for a lot of my basics because I get a good deal there. Their site just has good deals. So I use them a lot. I use Hatchbox a lot. Bamboo filament is pretty solid for me. Um, let's see, what else do I have over there? As far as like the fancier colors, I've been playing around with like Amelin and like Zero and things like that for some of the more fun like tricolor filaments and gradients and things like that. I'm glad you're doing good at Angel Rainbow. I am pretty good. I'm recovering from being sick, but we are here. We are doing much better. So if I'm like snuffling and stuff, I apologize. Ooh, very cool, Cooper. Yeah, filament dryer is very nice to have on hand. Dude, articulated stuff is so hard. Like, literally, it took me months, literally, to make my first piece that was articulated. So you will get there. I believe in you. It just really just takes a long time to get used to. It hurt my brain so much for so long. Look up some wing references. No, Phoenix, what happened? Oh no. Yes, Angel, exactly. Literally so many test prints. So many things. You will get there. Lesson learned, goodness gracious. Sounds like something I would do, honestly. I feel for you. Gotcha, Keith Monkey. That makes sense. Yeah, really, it just depends on what you prefer and what you're most comfortable in. Like, I personally can't stand Blender, but I know people who love it and, like, swear by it. So I'm like, absolutely, if that's what works for you, like, go kill it on that, you know? You are stronger than I am. Test prints are the devil that must be done. Exactly. I have literally so many test prints just scattered about my office at any point in time. Good night, Phoenix. It was not strong. No. Yeah, see, there's so many things you have to consider. Is it a bag of rocks that can carve mountains? Awesome. Sounds good, Angel Rainbow. See you later. Have a good night. And thank you for the gifts. Hey, Blue Collar. Thank you. How you doing? ZBrush, very fancy. That's cool. Yeah, I've heard that ZBrush and Nomad are a little bit similar, but I feel like it's definitely whatever you're used to is going to be easiest, right? So if you're used to ZBrush, it's like, and you have access to ZBrush, why switch, you know? Awesome, Blue Collar. I'm glad you're doing good. And I am doing pretty good, just getting over this cold. Which, speaking of, I may end up having to get off earlier than I would prefer because I think the talking is making my cough act up. And, like, I don't want to be coughing in y'all's ears all night. It would be, I feel like that would be annoying and rude. Yep, exactly, Keef Monkey. That's how I feel too. I feel like Nomad is the most approachable for people who are totally new. It's a little bit less intimidating than some of the other programs I've thought. Thank you, Blue Collar. I appreciate it. Oh, your iPad is not pin compatible? That sucks. Yeah, that makes sense. Fantastic Craft. A similar vibe, different execution. Nice. That's awesome, Keith Monkey. I hope it goes well for you. That's exciting. Ooh. 'Hey, Bumba Build, how you doing? I am from Georgia. It is 1 a.m. here. Two p.m. there, nice. Oh, thank you, Writer Arts. I'm glad you like them. Oh my gosh, Mickey Funky, that's awesome. Let me know if you're ever down in markets in Atlanta. I would love to come see you. Yay, perfect. I'm glad. That way I can follow you back too. Do you post your designs and stuff on your TikTok? Or other social media in case TikTok gets yeeted? That way I can follow you back. Okay, super. Yeah, I will go follow you once I get off here then. Cyborg, it really depends. I don't currently have commissions open. Um, so I can't say for sure. Like for me it would depend a lot on like, what type of rights someone wanted to the design, usage, all of that versus just like a solid point. And that would change pricing a lot if it was only one person that wanted to use it and I couldn't have it in my library. Yes, Cave Monkey, that's awesome. I love to hear that. Oh, I'm glad you think it's relaxing. I like having a chill vibe, so I try to carry that into my stream. And thank you, Cyborg. Oh, nice, Keith Monkey. That's cool. Excuse me. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. You have a good night. I'll be sure to follow you back. Good luck with all your stuff. That sounds awesome. Yeah, ninth stone. When I finish this side, I will just mirror it over to the other side. So that way I only have to do one side, which is great. And that way I'm sure that they're gonna match too. Yes, totally right, Arts. Yeah, as long as you're having a good time, that's what matters. Yes, the mirroring and symmetry tools are so helpful. But yeah, this is very different than Shaper, but it's a lot of fun. It's definitely the like organic sculpting versus CAD stuff is very, very different. Do it, Cyborg. You can do it. You can learn. I got some tutorials online. nice. A base for a phone holder. Yeah, CAD is great for that kind of stuff. See, once you have both, I really like doing, like, combining both, where I can make, like, a mechanical base in CAD, and then pull it over into Nomad Sculpt, and then make it look really pretty and fun. But the mechanics are done easier in CAD. Hey, Lunaris, I am working on a little fantasy fox. This seems like something that you would like. She seems right up your alley. Yeah, that'd be awesome, Cyborg. Thank you. I'm glad you like her. Oh, nice. That's awesome, Nightstone. Yeah, well, I played WoW a while ago. Like, as in, like, years ago. And it was so fun. It definitely, I see what you mean. This does look like something that could have been in there. Like a little fox fantasy mount or something. Ooh, that's awesome. That's so fun. Alright, so here, look at now we can zoop, matching wings. Okay. I'm going to pull this shoulder out some so I give myself more of a cavity to add these wings. Attach them into the body. Oops. As long as we unmask that first. The app, it is not free, but it's only like 20 bucks, so it's great. Oh no, Fantastic Craft, is it still frozen? You try refreshing the browser. Yes, do it. It's so fun. Thank you, Sherry. The wings are so fun. I love them. And yeah, exactly, Cyborg. It's like so affordable. I'm almost done with this baby, and then I'll probably get off because my cough is becoming annoying. Dude, making custom chess pieces and Monopoly pieces would be awesome. I actually have a dragon chess set out that I did, but that was a lot of fun. So I support that. Good night, Sherry. Let's see. Excuse me. Oops, not a sphere. I don't need that one. That's it. A Taurus. Late night TikTok. There you go. It's a vibe, dude. Um, a couple different options. Sometimes I'll mask the joints. Sometimes I am just very careful. um, sometimes, you know, like the joints here, like the tubes, they're totally separate. So when I'm moving things around them, they're not going to get touched anyway. But I do have to be careful, make sure, like if I'm moving the shoulder piece, um, that I'll double check and go make it the opacity lower and make sure I don't have any overlapping parts touching in the inside of my joints, if that makes sense. It is a lot of different parts. It definitely takes some practice. Another thing I'll do to like protect the internal mechanisms of some models I'm doing is take this little front-facing vertices only. So that means when I go over here to add my textures, it's not going to affect the internal area here, which is very helpful. Yes, it's a super useful option. When I figured out how to make it so that it only showed on the front vertices, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a game changer. Somewhat. Like, I don't make an exact skeleton, but I'll make kind of the basis of like where my joint is, like how my joint setup and model setup is going to be, and then I'll kind of add details on top of that from there. Some of my designs, like this fox, I already have a fox base that I've put out, and so um, I started off with that base because that's going to be similar to this one. So all the anatomy and stuff is going to be similar, so that way I don't have to redo all the joints every time. Um, and kind of gives me a good basis to start off of. I think this baby is done. I'll probably print her all in one piece for testing, and then I might separate her tail. We'll see what size she's like when I throw her into the slicer with the wings, but for now, she's done. And I'm gonna get off so I can stop coughing in y'all's ears, because I don't know if you can tell that my voice has gotten worse since the longer I've been on here. But so I will talk to y'all later. Hopefully I'll be able to get on here again more now that I am recovering from the flu, and get back on here to chatting and hang out with y'all while I work. Let's see through. The blue mask is just a different coloring of the model. And I changed the color so it makes it easier for me to see if I have overlapping sections when I do the lower opacity here. But for sure, thank y'all. I hope y'all have a good one. I appreciate y'all. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.